I had to stomach and sit through this anime / read the manga so you didn't have to. Be thankful. Be thankful. What anime am I talking about? I'm talking about A Girl and Her Guard Dog, right? So I was going through in the late night hour on Crunchyroll like, Yakuza, he got tattoos, he looked fine, you know, this is gonna be a good watch / read, because I'm the type of person, after I watch it, I get to where it was left off, and then I go into manga and I finish it, because I'm too impatient to wait for the next season, right? So when you look at the art, or like the cover art, you're like, okay, you know she's in high school from the outfit, he must be in high school as well, or just got out of high school, but he's in Yakuza and they know each other since childhood. But she's like, no, don't be in the Yakuza, be better for me. Wrong. So the main female lead, her parents die in a car accident when she's 5, and she is sent to live with her Yakuza grandfather, right? He raised her in the Yakuza, Well, where does the male lead come in? Where is he? Well, that's her guardian. 26-year-old, I think his name is Kenya, but we're just going to call him male lead because I'm not going to remember these names. So he's been watching over her since she was 5, and she came into the grandfather's custody. But he's her romance of the anime. Nobody else. It's not like a love triangle. I hate love triangles. In this predicament, I would have loved a love triangle and would have been like, go with the guy your age. No, that doesn't happen. So she just leaves middle school. She graduated out of middle school. She's going into high school, and she's like, I'm tired of people being scared of me because they know I'm a Yakuza granddaughter. I want to live the normal high school life. So she goes to the high school that's in main town, because from what I presume, they live in the outer skirts, or like in the little countryside. That's how I thought. So she goes to the high school. She's having a good old time. She meets people. And then what happens? Her 26-year-old guardian poses as a high school teacher. Not a high school teacher. That would have been fine. He poses as a high school student. So he can keep an eye on her this whole time. When I saw that, I was like, what? There wasn't a teacher position. There wasn't anything else. And you might be like, wait, he's tatted up. Homeboy wearing his long sleeve fit the whole show. And I'm like, I know those summer heats be killer. I know it's hot. I want to take that thing off. Neither here nor there. So the whole show is about her going through high school, growing up. You know, she likes a dude at one point. I think she liked the dude. I don't even know. Hold on. Let me recalibrate myself. Give me a second. All right, but it's really weird. You can tell the girl already has a crush, or had like a pre-existing crush on the male lead, Kenya. I want to say his name's Kenya. I don't know, but she already has a crush on him since she was younger. Of course, he's like a male dude that's not family. Of course, she's gonna feel some type of way, but he's not supposed to feel no type of way towards her. He's raised her since she was 5. So it's blatantly on his part. It's on his side. He should have nipped it. The grandfather should have nipped it, but neither here nor there. So in the anime, you have the tension. She's upset. She gets kidnapped, I think, like twice. And it's a lot. You figure out back in that Kenya was like, I don't want to say he was like weird, but he was living that adult life before she came. You know, he was sleeping around. He was dabbling in life, being an adult. And then he was like, I gotta ground myself because I'm a parent now, right? And at one point, I want to say, don't quote me, but I want to say at one point he was like, I want to be your friend, your lover, your father, and your mother. I was like, what? That I'm gonna double check on that. If I'm wrong, I will crucify me. But if I'm not, what? Later on, because I had to read the manga after I watched this atrocious anime, because I'm like, it couldn't possibly get worse. I'm already balls deep. I gotta see how bad it gets, right? They literally you figure out her mother that passed tragically in the car accident had the same type of relationship with her bodyguard. They were closer in age, though. They were a little bit closer in age, so it wasn't as weird. But they literally had that relationship, and they did the deal. They got it on, whatever. But then, like, she went off because she didn't want... She like, the bodyguard isn't her dad. Isn't the main chick's dad. But she went on because she was like, I don't want my daughter in the Yakuza life. I don't want her to have all that. So her bodyguard did what? He respected her wishes. You know what I'm saying? Even when he figured out that was going on with the male lead and the female lead, he was like, yo, this is weird. This is wrong. This should not be. Because he understood. He understood. And then later on, he like buckles. He's like, you know what? Whatever y'all want to do. Huh? Like, it didn't make any sense. So there's a scene, right? Where like they're going out together, the male lead and the female lead, and they're like holding hands, and they're like at this like stoplight or whatever. And she's like, I don't know what it is. Like she kissed him or wanted to kiss him, something like that. I don't know. And I don't really know. It was a lot of stuff going on. It was just mad weird. There's a part where like they finally like fess up their relationship, I guess, or like they finally like admit that they like each other, and like he's over here going underneath her shirt and kissing her thigh and stuff, and I'm like, what? It's like the grandfather even figures it out in the anime, and he's like, I knew you guys, you had something going on, and da 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 da. Aren't you Yakuza? Aren't you supposed to kill him? I mean, there's even a part where like the male lead doesn't understand why the female lead is mad at him or something like that. So he's like, I atone for my sins. Take this knife and cut my back. And she over here bear claws. She like cuts him with her nails. I'm like, you are in delusion. You're in delusion. There's even, like, one of the times she gets kidnapped, she's literally like at the beach with her teacher and friends, and she whacks somebody thinking, oh my god, they're trying to hurt my dear boyo. He was another part of the Yakuza, just for her to go get sunblock and get kidnapped. And like homie is jumping, I think he jumps from one car to the other car or something like that, and they fall in the water. He's like, see, it's dangerous, like it's crazy. And it's like, she knows. She's a Yakuza granddaughter. She knows what's going on. But overall, the anime is horrible. I want to say it's a pedo playland. I personally do not like it. I wouldn't suggest it to people. The art is good, which I'm mad about. I mean, she almost gets SA'd by one dude, because when she gets kidnapped the other time, it's the gang Yakuza, or like the rival Yakuza, that is trying to take her away just because he's bored. And I'm like, what? At one point, because like her fellow classmates think he's also a student, they take him as like, why is she mad at me? And they're like, why wouldn't she be mad at you? Because for a little bit of background, he kissed a girl, right? And he was like, I kissed her just so she would like move along and leave me alone, so I just gave her what she wanted. And of course the female lead is like upset, and her friends are like, you're so dumb, you know, she loves you, you should be kissing the other girl. And I'm like, I know they don't know, but I'm like, this man is 26, he is 30 almost, he is damn near 30. That is a grown man, and she is in high school. But yeah, that's my rundown of A Girl and Her Guard Dog. That's the whole meat and potatoes. As I could see, I think it stopped after like the volume. I think it only got like it stopped after 9 volumes, and it only had 13 episodes. I don't want this to come back. It has not been updated from what I've seen. I hope it never gets updated, because I think it just got the flack that it deserved. Why is this on socials? I don't know. But tell me how you feel about the anime. Do you agree that the anime is borderline wrong and borderline like just burn it? Or do you think people are overreacting? It's just fiction. Why are you guys blowing this out of proportion? Let me know. Cue the outro. Ba-da-bow!